So this is just a little bit of my effort to try to explain the unexplainable, and to try to kind of put a little little landmark right here on my channel that has just continued to be something that is like it's just simply me like after a life of just a nightmare of inner conflict with a history that just like to be here today and doing this stuff is just it's just a dream come true, and the whole thing is for a reason that I'm not aware of, but I just wanted to kind of step in for a moment and just uh, like if you having no other way to know anybody else's life, and knowing my own, like who knows what anybody sees, and what anybody does with their own opinions. But I know in my own life that I turned 50 last year, and 50 I just like I realized all my childhood dreams that I thought would never happen. I mean, I battled suicide, I battled addiction, I battled all these conflicts that took almost 50 years to get to the root of, and finally remedy. And so I guess my point of this is just to say that whatever you think about what's going on with my videos and stuff, like all you're seeing is a cat that spent my whole life with as a pedestrian, as music has been my only company my whole life, man. And from the time I was a little kid, like Kiss came into my life at 4, and then I like because of my childhood stuff, that like they're like musicians taught me everything, and in my journey it's always been music who's kept me company. It's never been human beings. And so my love for music has always just been it's been my only ally. And also my greatest teachers have been artists like Maynard James Keenan, that just that led me into a thought process so far from the world's idea of right and wrong and all that now here I come back full circle. And not only have I overcome odds that nobody even understands, but I've gotten healthy. But I've also found that my worst fears of dying and never being able to play a lick was just me being part of the confusion. And now that I'm finally whole and healed, like I'm in tune with myself, and this is what you're seeing this is me at a point in my life. I was able to purchase. I had a vision of producing music, and I purchased a MacBook Pro, and this was 2018, maybe, yeah. And so from 2018 until 2020, October 2020, I fought to get from the streets of downtown Portland to just through a living nightmare that finally landed me here in this place. And now, like, I'm finally just starting to learn. Like, this is me learning how to do everything, and then understand one thing is that nobody's ever taught me anything. Everybody I've ever like had in my life, like it's really just kind of it's been one of those things. It's bizarre how unfriendly everybody's always been as far as musicians go, because like it'd have been cool at some time, but everything happens for a reason. So the point is that just like if you know nothing else, just realize that at this point, like this is like a progression, that whatever your life's suffering is, whatever your self-doubt, whatever it is that you struggle with, man, like if I can overcome, and I can be living my dreams come true, just happy to be happy to be playing music, making music on my own, whatever. It's not about anybody else, it's just about me. Like I'm having the time of my life, the best days of my life, and there's no way with what I've gone through. There's no way you could have ever told me that this would be even possible, and I'd have believed you. So just know that whatever you think, just what you're seeing is somebody coming into his own identity and just learning something like everything else, learning it on my own. And I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just it's meant to be an inspiration if you're in any way suffering, or if you know, life is pain, and the best teacher is pain. And I tell you what, man, when you look like me and you're a soft mush inside, it's a painful world that nobody gives you any credit for. So we all climb mountains that most don't see, and as far as I've seen in my lifetime, man, it's the most beautiful ones that suffer the most. And I know most of my heroes got consumed by the masses for their endless messages that never went anywhere. And so I'm the end result of somebody who clung to the messages and came into the understanding that I too was feeding off of those messages. And the difference in my own life is that I wasn't able to ignore the messages. I just was suffering that much that, like, the best I could do was relate, you know. So like everything happens for a reason. I don't know what it is. It's just this is where we're at now. And so I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to check in and say, whatever your life is like, I hope that you can get out of the noise, because the chaos and the confusion that the world is, especially in the States, like there's no way to make sense of anything, because it's all just nonsense. And I've come out the other side of the nonsense to finally, to not only like to go from being in elementary school and being one of those kids that the other kids their parents wouldn't let them play with me, because there was a lot of shit that I was carrying around as a little kid that I couldn't have known, but to be you know, the first kid that the parents wouldn't let the kids play with, and to be that to have that mindset that how do I fit in, and finally get to be like, I'm so glad I don't fit in, man. Like whatever it is that you are dreaming of doing, like if I could pass one thing on, I'd say that you could easily like way overreach whatever you think your dreams are, because they're like, we're all more than what we seem, and we definitely aren't what we appear to be, and we're all meant to be united, and we're so far apart now that all the suffering that we're going through is just a part of the consequence. And I don't know, maybe in some way we can all get together somehow and make a change for the better, and turn this heaping, steaming pile of human refuse from becoming our own future. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. I just know that, like, the best we can do is try to let everybody that's possibly feeling alone, or I mean, I suicidal ideation, like addiction. It's all been a part of my story, and the thing that's missing in our component in our humanity is our compassion. And so I don't know. This is just next step, and this is I follow my heart everywhere I go. And life doesn't get any easier, man. The funny thing is once you get healthy and once you start learning how to navigate through life with good self-care, then everybody else just it's like the world is a sicker place all the time. And so whatever happens, I hope you don't have to experience what I experienced, because the wilder it gets, the more unbelievable people are able to be, and what's more like just awful feeling inside is how a smile or a face can hide such a black heart, you know. And that's what I see. So man, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have any idea. I just hope that in some way that you can hear something that makes you feel like you can achieve way more than you might think you aren't going to be able to. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And so that's where we're at now. And it's been a rough week, but I'm getting ready to get back to work in the studio, and it's been a mess here. So anyway, it never gets easier. but it's always for something way bigger. And if we can get closer together and unite, man, that's all that's. There's nothing better we could do than unite and start working on changes, because this way that everything's separated right now, man, we're a giant turd sandwich heading into a fan, and there's nobody doing anything different. So anyway, I'll check you later, and we'll just I hope at some point there's something you see that maybe you dig or whatever. But I just know for me, like, I'm just having a blast just learning how to do this stuff, and from where I came from and what I had been working with, and to now finally be able to flex my MacBook and my Logic to start learning. But it's like it's not like there's so much to it that every time I find a new direction, it's another long process of sounding like shit for a while and then coming into something. But yeah, it's awesome. It's way cool. And so yeah, man, or woman, chick, dudes, whoever. I just hope that in some way that you hear something that makes you feel like you can be happy that you can be happy for something, or just be inspired, or just realize that you're far more important than you can know, and there's a way bigger picture that we're all supposed to be part of, united, and individually we're nothing. And so this is just the next step, I guess. So have a good day, have a good life, or just have a good you, man. Live your dreams.